today's one is an interesting one. What's going on, guys? You got Kicks and I here back with a very unexpected review exclusively for you guys out there. If I was to spend my own hard-earned money on this, I wouldn't. It was gifted to me by my mom. It was during the Converse buy one free one sale, which was online and also in their retail stores as well. Faisal, who was in town at that time, was looking for a pair of Chucks. They ran out in store, obviously, because everyone bought it out. So we got these instead. This is the Converse All-Star Hike, I believe. Sorry, Converse Run Star Hike High. There's a low version of this. This is the high version, but it just comes in your standard Converse box, Chevron logo, Converse lettering right there, Converse logo over there, and on the size tag side, you have no sizing indication under there. You just have some copywriting that says that this is basically a recycled material. And now we get into the show. So like I said, this is a curveball because I would have never ever thought that I would ever have this in my collection. But this is essentially the Converse Run Star Hike High. And god damn, I don't know how to pull these off. But I have B-rolls of Faisal who walked in at Gamuda Gardens in a pair of these, and that's a pretty nice thing to have. He said that they run true to size for those interested. So I wear size 9 in this because they don't have a size US 9.5, but I still fit in this comfortably. My toes are right about close to the edge of the toe. Yeah, I think one of the things that people want to buy this is they're just very concerned with the fit, and that was the only thing why I was even thinking of trying these in store. So you all know the Chuck Taylors. Chuck Taylors have recently come out with a Chuck Taylor 70, which is basically their remastered, re-engineered version of the old Chuck Taylor with a slightly higher foxing tape, slightly different materials. I think apparently the rubber compound used on the toe is different. The rubber compound used on the sole is apparently different. But that's the Chuck Taylor 70. This is the Run Star Hike High. Interesting to note that this wasn't the first model. This how we see it now. The first iteration of this was actually on J.W. Anderson's collab. I believe that there are other models similar to this, like the Run Star Motion, which has a slightly more aggressive, wavy, raised outsole kind of a pattern, but this is a little bit more refined, a little bit more chic, if you will. And simplest breakdown ever. Just think of it as a Chuck Taylor high, and you slap this outsole on it. Basically remove the lower foxing tape and just slap this EVA rubber on it. This EVA outsole on it with the slightly more aggressive looking, I don't know, I just think like this looks like a dinosaur, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool dinosaur, if I may. So I told you just now that it was basically a Chuck Taylor high, so you have exactly the same things that a Chuck Taylor high would have. The tongue, the same amount of lace holes going up. You have the same canvas material being used. You have a pull tab, which is actually not on the Chuck Taylor. You have the logo on this side, and this is not stitched on. It's basically printed on and just glued on there. Also still a pretty nice touch. The ventilation holes on that side. The toe cap on the front, which is basically the thing that makes a Chuck Taylor is the rubber toe cap in the front, which is supposed to prevent your feet from damage, because the Chuck Taylor is actually a basketball shoe, if you guys did not know. And then you get to the bottom, what everyone talks about and what I was really interested to find out. I thought this was actually like a double cup sole, you know, like a Balenciaga triple S style, which is basically a shoe with an outsole, with another outsole which just looks like it's been poorly executed and just cheaply put together. I thought that was the case with this. Apparently no, like every single feature in the shoe has a function basically. So before we get to the outsole, I want to note that when you do sit inside of the shoe, notice that my fingers are pushing against the higher sidewall. So this actually even in a Chuck Taylor also would kind of like be the containment for your feet. When you do lace them up and you do cinch the laces tightly together, you get a very supportive one-to-one feet, which basically the shoe just moves with your foot. But when you slip your foot inside, when you slip your foot inside, I thought that I was going to be sitting on top of the outsole. Apparently no, I'll be sitting inside the outsole. So that's pretty nice to have, because you are raised fairly high off of the floor, and ankle rolls may be apparent, but not with this. So it's quite supportive, and it's a very surprising supportive fit. So this whole lower white part is actually an EVA compound. Pretty nice to the touch and compresses fairly well, but because of the way that the outsole is kind of constructed, it doesn't compress really well, just put it that way. So if for a Chuck Taylor you have like the Chuck Taylor branding at the back there and the square black patch usually, but no, you get a star, just signifying the Converse star, literally run star height, right? So we get to the outsole now, which is this very aggressive zigzaggy style tread outsole, and you have like a slightly raised runner toe in the front. But I feel that this is a sole that will last for a really long time, because the lugs just look very thick, and they're not pliable, but they work, and I think that they will last Faisal a pretty long time in these. So yeah, I think that's basically, I think this is an interesting shoe, something that is an entirely left curve ball for me. To have this in my collection, I will cherish this and wear it when I have the courage to do so. And yeah, just it's nice to see Converse, which is a very brand steeped in history, that hasn't changed the catalog over the past 20 to 30 years or so, suddenly come up with this, because I know that Nike had nothing to do with this. There's nothing that screams Nike here, but I know that this was done purely, I don't know if it was J.W. Anderson's idea, but I assume they already had this in the vault and they were just looking to have a brand to back up the release of the shoe, to sort of just push it and give it that extra hype factor, for instance. So the J.W. Anderson collab retails for 400 to 800 ringgit Malaysia nowadays. I think it's probably hit the 1k mark, the 1000 ringgit mark right now. But for this, it's pretty affordable for 469 box price. You could probably get it cheaper on Shopee or Lazada with the vouchers that they have. And yeah, I actually look forward to wearing this shoe. I know that I won't be able to achieve much in terms of style, but this is a very interesting shoe to have in the collection. And for the B-rolls, you'll see that it looks good with sweats, when Faisal rocked it with sweats. I think they go with pretty much anything, baggy, slims and whatnot. I mean, the Converse was always about making your own style, right? So I dare you to kind of like make this your own, you know? How would you style it? Just don't try skating in there or playing basketball in there. I think you'll definitely just asking for an injury. So if you don't want to work the next day, play basketball in these and get a medical certificate and take a day off. You heard it from me. See you guys, Kicks 89. See you guys at the next one. Peace.